Speaking of the Bears and looking at different games, let's recap last week a little bit.
Okay.
Pick records. Bobby with his first victory of the week.
Wow.
Bobby went 9-6, and his mortal lock of Baltimore -4 cashed.
I love
Very
Surgical.
impressive. Yeah, surgical. He
Surgical.
told us early morning Sunday. Absolutely surgical. Me and Addison tied for second at 7 and 8. My mortal lock of Vegas -3 hit on one of the greatest backdoor covers I've ever seen in my entire life, with the safety to win by 4. Oh,
That was awesome.
beautiful. Addison 7 and 8. However, his money line of Chicago +2.5 did not hit. So his mortal lock record will fall to 1 and 5, buddy. We gotta figure that out. Sage 6 and 9. Your worst week for sure. Might even be the first week under 500. You've been right around there before, but 6 and 9. But your mortal lock of Detroit -3, check. Easy money.
There we go.
They smacked Tampa Bay. And then Colin, let's talk about it. Rough week over on this side of the table.
Rough year
so far.
here.
3 and 12 last week
I'm
on
getting
picks.
flashbacks to my year last year.
I know.
Oh,
We might have a
terrible.
new fade.
Terrible.
And then the mortal lock of Seattle +3. What'd they lose by?
4. And this let me paint the picture for
Paint
you
the picture
too.
for us. Oh, that was brutal. That was
So
brutal.
Cincinnati, their last score was an interception by Geno Smith that was returned into Seattle's territory. 0 yards on the 3 plays. 3 and out, 0 yards. McPherson field goal to go up for.
Yep, of course.
Seattle gets 2 possessions
In the
inside
red-
Cincy's
yeah.
10
Yep.
in the last stretch of the game. Don't
0
score
points.
on either. Kick
0
a field
points.
goal. Kick a meaningless field goal. Lose by 1. You cover the spread.
Right.
Seattle has 3.
Just do it.
Seattle has 3 offensive turnovers this year. All 3 picks by Geno Smith. 2 of them came on Sunday.
Oh, of course they did, because that's your mortal lock.
And one of them was a 2nd and goal situation. And that doesn't even count the 2 red zone trips at the end of the game. It happened
Right.
earlier in the game. So that's 3 red zone
3
trips.
red zone trips.
Ah.
And no points out of 3 of those.
Anybody who watched
Brutal.
that game, Seattle outplayed Cincinnati.
Seattle's better, for
and
sure.
they lost and didn't cover. So
Yep.
that's devastating.
Double
The
smack.
rest of the picks, there's not much defense for them.
Not a whole lot of defending those there.
But my mortal lock, I will stand on that.
Hell yeah, absolutely. It does bring our mortal lock records to the year. I'm in first. I'm at 5 and 1 on mortal locks. I gotta start
Very
betting on
good.
those.
Nice.
Solid. Sage in second on the tiebreaker. Sage is 3, 2, and 1 with a push in there. Colin in third at 3 and 3. Addison bringing up the rear at 1 and 5, and then Bobby's 1 and 0. He got his first one.
Nice.
We'll count him after he gets to a few.
Yeah.
Can't count him as
He
perfect.
doesn't qualify yet.
Right, you gotta have a certain number of at-bats to
Right.
qualify for the batting title. But overall records for the year, Sage still 55 and 35, documented 55 and 35, 20 games over 500. That is crazy.
Here we go.
Crazy start to the year, man. You gotta start betting on those. You'd be up so much money right now. These are spread bets too.
Yeah.
This is not money line, a -14 team won. Oh, good job. You got the money line pick. Well done.
Right.
No. These are spread bets. Well done.
Yeah, these like minus 110 odds.
Yeah,
Like,
these are 50-50.
You're almost doubling your money.
Yeah, these are 50-50 bets. Bobby in second on the tiebreaker, 47 and 42. Bob's been pretty solid. I'm 47 and 43, right in the middle. Addison in fourth at 41 and 49, and then Colin bringing up the rear at 33 and 57. This is the week,
The
though.
greatest comeback story you've
This
ever
is
seen.
this is the week, though. 22 games out of first place at mid-season mark almost. You're coming back. It's gonna be glorious.
Storming.
We're gonna make a documentary on it. It's gonna be electric. Speaking of picks, let's talk about them.
Let's do it.
Us 3 all picked New Orleans last night. Big loss. Thanks a lot, Foster Moreau. I appreciate you. You're a good dude. You're fighting things, and good for you. But you gotta catch the ball. You gotta catch the ball. It's right there. It's right there. And maybe they go for 2 to win. Maybe they go to overtime, and then they still lose by a touchdown because they don't get the ball. But whatever. Either way.
Or,
that's
you
not
know,
God.
Carr doesn't throw the pick 6 earlier in the game.
Yeah,
and
right.
Yeah.
You settle for 3, and Moreau's drop doesn't even
Doesn't
affect
even
you all
count.
that much.
Doesn't
I saw something on Twitter where someone's like, "Oh, he couldn't catch a cold."
Oh,
Wait.
hang on.
Oh,
Wait a
boy.
minute. Wait.
Wait.
Also, Saints open field tackling, just letting Christian Kirk just
Just
Oh,
right
yeah.
around the ball.
Go ahead
to the
and score.
house. Yeah,
Go
you
ahead
go
and
for it.
score.
We're not interested in bringing
So
it down.
when is Calvin Ridley's suspension?
Oh my God, where has
Yeah.
he been,
There's,
man?
I saw a whole bunch of memes. It was like when Calvin really bets on his own under receptions. And it was
Just sitting on
like,
the bench, holding his
I
helmet.
was playing against him in fantasy
What the
though, so it was
fuck?
okay.
Oh, nice,
It was fine.
solid. Yeah, he's got to get going.
I started him in 2 of my 3 leagues.
No. No. Christian Kirk's still the man. My boy.
Granted, I did not look at my fantasy. I've been slacking in fantasy this year.
Oh, no.
I have not been looking at my
You gotta
lineup
get rolling.
Yeah, I've
Now it's time.
I don't know. I haven't checked out.
We're 6 weeks in.
Should make
I
some
know.
trades.
Gotta get
Should-
rolling. Yeah,
should
Sage's
accept the trade.
wheeling and
That
dealing
is
over
true.
here. But Sunday, no European game. So we just got the normal slate. We do have 6 teams on a bye this week.
Yeah.
No Cincy, Dallas, Tennessee, Jets, Carolina, or Houston. So First up, Las Vegas Raiders traveling to Chicago. Battle of the rookies, as it will be undrafted free agent quarterback Tyler Bagent. Tyson Bagent. Undrafted quarterback for Chicago. Vegas is trotting out Aiden O'Connell. Line right now is Vegas minus 2.5. I'm going with Vegas here because both quarterbacks can be a wash, and if you look at the rosters, it's Vegas all day here. And Chicago's at that point. I don't think they want to win. I think they've reached that point now. Unfortunately, at 1-5, they're checked out. I think it's over for them. Give me Vegas minus 2.5 in this one to win by 3. Sage.
Agreed. I think I love Aiden O'Connell's just his athleticism as well, but he also has a little bit of experience in this. Tyson, I don't even remember what college he played for, but Aiden played for Purdue. You know, he gets what an environment is to play in.
He's played Ohio State, Michigan.
Exactly. He's played huge teams. He's been in big games. Tyson has not.
No.
You know, and this is going to be the biggest game of his life, and it's Chicago at 1 p.m., which they play 15 times a year.
Yes, they never get.
Well, thankfully.
Thank God, honestly.
Thankfully.
This year, this year.
You're right. So yeah, I'm going with Las Vegas right here as well. I think Max Crosby's going to make that a living hell for him.
Well, Darnell Wright might be hurt too, and if he doesn't go, it's a backup right tackle against Max Crosby, and it's over. I mean, that kid's going to be running scared.
It's going to be scary. Maybe he'll shock us, though.
Yeah, maybe.
I hope he does, because I love those stories.
Yeah, that'd be fun if he comes out in balls.
Yeah, but I don't see it happening.
Yeah, I mean, Colin.
Yeah, we're clean sweeping here with
are.
Vegas. I will say quickly, Tyson, Division II record all time in passing touchdown and passing yards. This kid can't sling it.
Whoa. Okay.
He can sling it.
All right.
We did a little bit of research.
All right. We're not
I
lazy.
will say, though, did you know the Vegas Raiders have allowed less than 200 yards passing per game on defense?
No,
Isn't
really
that shocking?
I would never have guessed.
They're the eighth
I mean, they're what,
least
3
amount
and
of
3,
passing
right?
yards.
I mean, they're fighting for the playoffs.
It's all Marcus Peters. That's all him.
All Marcus Peters.
Marcus
that Baltimore
Peters.
winning mentality,
Yeah.
baby. Come on.
But you mentioned everybody, if you count out the QBs, everybody else on the rosters. Devontae Smith to Dallas?
Yeah.
I would give my left nut to get
Jerry,
Devontae
come on.
Adams stuff.
You heard it.
Devontae
We will schedule the surgery. Left nut for Devontae Adams.
Sounds like a fair
It's
trade.
a square deal. That's a square deal.
Square deal.
Little fun fact about Tyson Bagent. His dad is the arm wrestling world champion.
I saw that on X.
Kid's got a hose piece.
Yeah, he's got to have an absolute rocket on his arm.
You gotta assume.
I will say, I talked to some Bears fans while working at the hospital this preseason. A lot of them, I didn't watch any Bears preseason. Sue me. Apparently, he looked pretty damn decent. Like, they're like, he can read a defense a little bit better than someone else who we won't talk about on this podcast right now. Justin Fields. But either way, we'll see what he's got, man. We'll see what he's got. And good for him getting a chance. And Bears don't want to win this game. I don't think the Bears want to win anymore. I think they're content getting Marvin Harrison Jr. and Caleb Williams because Carolina may not win a game all year. Who knows?
Valid.
So, clean sweep because Bobby and Addison are both on Vegas as well.
Makes sense.
Moving on to Cleveland traveling to Indy. Line right now is Cleveland minus 3. This one's kind of sketchy. Colin, what are your thoughts here?
Everything points Cleveland.
It does, doesn't it?
Everything points Cleveland. I mean, everything.
Oh, you can't do Indy again on the dumb.
No, Indy's banned.
Dang it.
Indy's banned.
I will say,
Banned.
6 games, Cleveland, or 5 games actually, because they had the bye. Cleveland's given the ball away 12 times in 5 games, so they're really trying to give it away.
God, their defense is so good, though.
Quick shout out, Zaire Franklin for the Colts has been phenomenal.
Yes.
I'm sure Bobby's thrilled with that shout out. Leads the NFL in tackles, whatever.
Wow. Zaire Franklin, baby.
Whatever.
Remember the name.
Yeah. I'm going Cleveland. Even without, I don't even know if Deshaun Watson wants to play or is playing.
What is going on with that? No, I don't think
because he was cleared to play before the bye.
Cleared to play before the bye.
Didn't play last
and now
week.
he's not playing at all. It's like they're calling it like a deep rotator cuff bruise.
Yeah.
Like that's not a thing. That's not a thing that happens.
I think at this point it's probably just pain that he's not dealing with.
Yeah, he's just not dealing. He's like, nah, I hurt, man. My money's guaranteed, bitches.
Yeah, honestly.
You already cashed that check, Deshaun. We all know what's going on here.
Browns' 4th best rushing offense, so it doesn't matter who you have at quarterback. And PJ Walker can just run the ship, I think, as well. He can go out there and manage a game.
Do it.
We saw it last week. And this
They're
Colts
for the St. Louis Battlehawks.
I'll say this defense isn't the 49ers defense.
No.
So,
No.
I mean, I'll take the Browns here, and it's probably a trap line, but
Feels like a trap
give me
line,
the 3.
Yeah.
I'll be a square.
Sage, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm going to agree with everything you said, Colin. That defense is just next level. They're legitimately a defense that can change a game.
They are so good.
They held Kyle Shanahan's 49ers to the lowest yard total that Kyle Shanahan has ever been held to, 213 yards.
Man.
And that alone, even with the weapons being gone,
They
that
beat him
alone
up.
is
They beat him
insane.
up.
That they bullied him. And PJ Walker did just what he needed to do. You know, I trust him in this offense as as much as I can. I mean, against an Indianapolis Colts defense, I think he can score more points than Gardner Minshew can.
Yeah.
There are two things that travel in the NFL: a run game
And defense.
and a defense.
Yep.
And Cleveland has a very good run game and a very good defense.
Agreed.
Okay.
And a great roster.
And it just we
Be
love
remiss not to
we
mention
love
that.
that Cleveland roster,
God.
man. They are very, very talented, and it doesn't matter who's the quarterback because Indy's playing with their backup quarterback. Gardner Minshew did not look good against Jacksonville last
Call a
week.
spade a spade. It's not like Deshaun Watson really has
Was
looked.
doing that great. No,
Yeah,
he wasn't doing that
fantastic.
great. I mean,
He's had
PJ
flashes, but
Yeah,
Let's
but
look at your options.
he is just not the same Deshaun Watson we saw in Houston. He just isn't. I really want to take Indy to be different here, but I just can't find any reason to do it. Like, there's nothing in my head that says, Indy could do this. It's only 3 points. It's a small spread. They just beat the 49ers by 3 points. I think, right? It was 2 points. Okay.
Yeah.
2
the
points.
field goal would have won it.
That's right.
Broke my heart.
Yeah, devastating. Devastating.
Didn't hit the under, didn't hit the Niners money.
But I have to go with Cleveland. I have to clean sweep this one, and because Addison and Bobby are both on Cleveland as well. I have to take Cleveland in this one. There's just no way that they don't win this game by 3.
I agree.
They just beat the Niners, who are arguably the best team in the NFL. Going in last week's podcast, I said with my chest puffed out, "Are we talking 2007 Patriots here? Like, how do you beat this team?" Well, apparently the Cleveland Browns just did it. So there's a way to do it, and Indy is not the Niners.
I mean, Addison said season-long hot take,
He
20-0.
did. I forgot to. I'd be remiss to not mention that. Hot takes last week were rough. At San Francisco 20-0, Tampa Bay to win the division by 2 games. All of the South lost last week though, so it's nothing.
So
like they're not
Tampa
going
Bay's
to.
probably still
Tampa
gonna
Bay
do it.
still has a good shot at it, and then the Saints obviously just lost to
The
the Jags.
Saints are choking all over the place.
They're bad. The Panthers are bad.
Suck.
Desmond Ridder is the worst quarterback in the NFL. They're in trouble. But yeah, give me Cleveland -3 here. I don't love it because it feels like a trap line. Why is this not more points?
Yeah.
It's a backup quarterback in Indy. I don't know. I don't like it. But I'm going to do it anyways. So Cleveland -3 is a clean sweep.
The only thing that scares me is Gardner Minshew. He doesn't care. He kind of reminds me.
He might just throw 4 picks or he might throw 4 touchdowns.
Exactly.
Who knows? He's a wild card. He's an absolute wild card.
He's a 30-30 quarterback. He could be the next Jameis.
That's what he should aim for his career. Be the next Jameis
The
Winston.
next Jameis
He'd
Winston.
be great at it. Next up, we've got an AFC East matchup. Buffalo Bills traveling to New England to take on the hapless New England Patriots, who are just finding new ways to lose games.
Yeah.
They're just fine. Ever since Mac Jones got stiff-armed into Middle Earth by Chandler Jones, they haven't been the same. I think
And
that
neither
broke-
has Chandler Jones.
And neither has Chandler Jones. No, that broke Chandler Jones also. I mean, that
He did
was
it so hard the force came back at him.
It gave him issues, yeah. The line right now is Buffalo -8.5. Sage, I want you to go first on this one. What are your thoughts here?
As bad as Buffalo looked last week against the New York Giants, New England looked just as bad.
Just as bad.
But
They look just as
with
bad.
such a worse roster.
I know.
You know, and you have to think that Buffalo is going to bounce back against a bad team. You know, that's what they do. That's what they're known for, is beating bad teams badly. Last week was the first time I haven't seen them do it, so I have to chalk that up to an
weird week.
anomaly.
Yeah, like a trap game almost.
Yeah, they don't have enough tape on Tyrod Taylor apparently.
Right. He wasn't in the building for 5 years.
Right, come on. So I'm gonna roll with Buffalo right here, just because I don't think New England is gonna get their head out of their ass enough. I think we might see a little bit of Malik Cunningham.
I think we should see a little bit of Malik Cunningham. Why not?
I picked him up in Dynasty just
good pickup.
to be like,
Mac
you know
Jones
what?
is not the guy there. I
See
think
what
we can
happens.
confidently say that Mac Jones is not the guy.
I agree, and there's a reason they elevated him from the practice squad.
Yeah, may as well bring him up. Let's see what we got.
He had a play or two in the last game.
He could do something. He was pretty solid in preseason. So, all right, Buffalo. Colin, thoughts? Do it. Do it.
The SeatGeek dumbass
Yes! Use promo code PlayBookSports on SeatGeek. Save yourself $20 on an order of $30 or more. I mean, it's free money. You're welcome. Use the stupid code, people.
Yep.
Tell us about it.
Buffalo Bills, 3rd best scoring offense, 3rd best scoring defense. New England Patriots, 31st ranked scoring offense. They're averaging 12 points a game.
Oh.
And guess
That
what?
went up.
Bill Belichick, 25th ranked scoring defense, so they're giving it up.
They are giving it up.
Buffalo Bills, 2nd most takeaways in the league. Patriots are tied for the worst turnover differential. That's what makes it the dumbass pick of the week. Say it with me, Nate. Home
Division
dog.
Come on.
They'll cover the 8.5.
I Love that. Yes.
No.
Thank you for doing it because I was going to do it if you didn't.
Oh,
Absolutely. New England Patriots.
And we can't
baby.
clean sweep the whole slate.
No,
so
we can't.
Come
we
on.
Can't. Now that saves me from having to take New England because I was going to do that just to save the clean sweep. But now you know what? Fuck it. I want to ride with the dumbass pick of the week. Give it to me, baby.
Hop on the train.
Come on, I love it. The dumbass pick of the week is what? 4-1-1.
4-1-1.
4-1-1. I mean, that's impressive. I love it. Give me the Patriots plus 8.5. Bill Belichick says, "You think I'm dead? I'm back." You might even sprinkle money line on it.
We're gonna see
for
Steve
grins.
Belichick just over there, just making weird ass facial expressions.
All game long, just gnawing on the Ethernet cables, just going to town.
They wonder why they're not catching up in the standings.
No, they're so bad. But you know what? I really need New England to win a game or two so Caleb Williams doesn't wind up there. Please.
Because he would go to New England.
Yeah, that's just how it would work. They finally give up on Mac Jones, and they're like, well, shit, what are we going to do? Oh, here's Caleb Williams to figure it out for you.
They get Gerard Mayo as their next head coach.
Oh, or Ben Johnson. God forbid they get Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams over there. God help me. Come on, New England. We need you.
Although, I'm not out on Caleb Williams as a prospect because he looks awesome.
Very good.
But there's a lot of stuff. It's like I want part own ownership.
Yeah, he wants to be ownership.
Yeah,
That's
that was
weird.
This
That's
and
weird.
that.
It's like,
And it's
like, yeah, he's being a little
a bit of a
assy.
diva.
Yeah, it's like, buddy, you're not even in the league yet. Like
you're
he already
good.
said before the year started. Yeah, I just won't come out if I don't like the team. And now he's like, well, maybe I'll come out, but I want ownership too. I want part ownership. It's like, whoa.
Like, what happens if you stink?
Right. What happens if you're
Jamarcus
Jamarcus Russell? Jamarcus Russell can't miss.
But what happens, like, you get part ownership and then you get traded? You
Yeah.
still own part
You
of that
still
team?
have part ownership of
Right.
maybe a division rival.
What?
Like you walk and go somewhere else? Yeah, who knows? That'd be weird. You can't do it as a player. You just can't. It's weird.
Like, can't worry about getting paid. You're gonna get a nice signing bonus as the number
Right, you're
one
gonna
pick.
get plenty of money.
So-
What are we worried about here? Weird. Yeah, he's got. Yeah, I don't know about all that. That's interesting stuff.
But he looks damn good.
He doesn't.
Let's not
Very,
go
very
straight
good. Let's
to
not
it. He
get
looks damn
crazy. Yeah. Next up, we've got an NFC East matchup. Washington Commanders traveling to the hapless New York Giants. We're getting all the real shitty teams at home this week, apparently. No offense, Chicago, Indy, Patriot, and Giants fans. Tough start. Washington minus 2.5 on the road here. What is Washington's record? What are they, 3-3? Are they 3-3?
I think we might have two.
Maybe 2-4.
I think they're 3-3
2-4.
because they started off 2-0 and everyone's
Yeah.
like, "Oh, Washington," because they
Sam
beat
Howell.
Arizona and Denver.
You're right. That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
right.
Granted, Arizona's a tough game.
Arizona's. Yeah.
Arizona-
Hey. Yeah.
Hey.
Let's not talk any
They're
They
smack.
play
feisty.
tough,
They play hard.
Feisty.
They're a frisky team for sure.
First half frisky.
and they won last week in Atlanta, so they gotta have at least 3 wins.
Yeah, they've got 3
Okay,
wins. Okay.
okay.
Which was almost a dumb. I wish I
You
went
should
with. I think I'd
hammer
said
that.
it. If you watch the
talked
film
about-
back,
watch
I was
the
like,
video.
I think I almost
You
said
thought
it.
about it.
Oh damn.
I want to stay true to my mantra here, but God, the Giants are so bad. I Saquon should play.
Is
Hopefully-
Daniel Jones playing?
I don't know, but does it matter? I think their
I
offense.
think
is
he's
just
going to
as-
be out several weeks,
He
Daniel
might with that
Jones.
neck
I think they're
injury.
kind of just disclosing.
Yeah,
I
they
don't
can't
know.
cut him anytime soon. They just paid him fat
No.
dollars. Good job, guys, you idiots. Washington has something to play for. The Giants don't. The Giants' offense is bad. The Washington defense is solid. Everything screams Washington in this one.
Looks like
In my
Daniel
opinion.
Jones is playing.
Daniel Jones is good to go.
Is he
Well,
going
I
to
mean,
play?
It says questionable. It's giving me points on my bench right now
Okay.
for fantasy.
Maybe
Oh,
he'll wear a
shit.
neck brace and go out there and see what happens. He can't be
Maybe.
any worse than he's been. I'm going to ride with the mantra, and I'm going to take the home division dog here. Give me the Giants at home in the Meadowlands. Bounce back performance to screw themselves going forward. Because you win too many games, you don't get a good receiver. Maybe you believe in Daniel Jones, you're like, he needs a number one, like a Marvin Harrison type. You can't get him if you win too many games.
You can
but-
believe whatever you want.
Yeah, it ain't gonna happen. Daniel Jones is not the guy. Not that guy. But either is Sam Howell. I'll confidently say that Sam Howell's not the guy either.
No, he's not the
But
guy.
Washington is definitely better than the Giants. But give me the home division dog just for funsies.
Sam Howell feels like another Gardner Minshew for me.
He does feel like another. He looks like Baker Mayfield. He feels like a Baker Mayfield to me.
Yeah.
They look alike. They throw alike. I mean, they're identical. But one was taken in the 5th round. One was taken number 1 overall. So
Yeah, fair
do
enough.
with that what you will. Give me the Giants at home. Sage.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll the other way. I'm gonna take my 4th road team in a row.
I know, right?
Give me Washington. I don't know how that happened. I just think Washington has the weapons against a not that good New York Giants defense. Their only shining spot is Deontay Banks,
Yeah,
who looks
corner.
looks
Looks
pretty
solid.
solid.
Pretty good pick there.
Looks pretty solid. I really like that pick. But aside from that, he can only cover one guy. You want Terry McLaurin. You want Jahan Dotson, who has been dreadful this year,
Very, very
unfortunately.
bad, very bad.
I was very excited about him. But Curtis Samuel is putting up
He's doing
numbers
solid.
for 20%
Brian
time share.
Robinson's been a good running
Logan
back.
Thomas has been doing pretty well.
Solid week last week. He's a fantasy sleeper.
He was. Sure was.
What did he have? I didn't have it written down, but he wasn't bad.
Yeah, not
Actually,
terrible.
I don't remember, but you had a couple good ones. In
It's okay.
there, so.
Fantasy sleepers this week are rough. 6 teams on bye and everyone's injured.
Yep.
So everyone's
luck finding any
rostered.
of those.
Sorry.
So Washington.
Yeah,
okay.
give me Washington right there. I just think they have receivers. They have weapons. I think Brian Robinson's going to have a good game right here.
Yeah. Right. Colin, 2 of your rivals here. What are your thoughts?
Yeah,
Hit me with some stats.
2 Giants going at it here. 2 heavy
absolute
powerhouse.
juggernauts.
About 53 Giants.
Yeah, 50
And,
Giants.
Yeah, bingo. Talking about Jahan Dotson, I saw a video this week on X. He's the holder on field goals.
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
taking snaps.
They said,
He's
yeah,
the
he's,
holder?
he's doing the holding work. They said, I saw that, the meme.
Is that a PPR? Does he get a point
that
for
should count as
reception
a
on the hold?
PPR. That would be great for
That'd
fantasy.
be wicked.
They're like, hey, you need to use your first round pick more, and they're like, we got you.
Might be
Let's
a
make him
fumble
hold
'cause
the
it's going
kicks.
backwards, though.
Probably would be.
Like that might have to be like a trick play package.
That
of some
should be.
sort.
Why not? He's fast.
I
He's
don't know.
faster than
Just
anybody out
talking
there.
about the Commanders' defense, they're 30th in scoring defense, giving up 29 a game.
that's
Granted, a lot of that was to Buffalo.
True.
But the Giants aren't good.
They're
They're the
terrible.
worst scoring offense. They're averaging 11.8 points per game.
Oh my
They're averaging
God.
less than 12 points per game.
That's so bad.
That is brutal.
Through 6
that is
weeks.
brutal.
Imagine, if you will, waiting all off season for football. You're so excited about football coming back, and you're a Giants fan. You're like, hey, we signed our quarterback. We got Saquon Barkley, Brian Dable, Coach of the Year. And they come out and they put this shit on the field, and they're scoring less than 12 points a game. I would be devastated. Where's that Giants fan at now? The one in Miami kept going 6-1.
6-1.
6-1, baby. 6-1.
Also,
you're about to be 1-6, bitch.
Also, the post game, did the Bills make a mistake keeping McDermott and getting rid of
Dable?
Dable?
They
You
might
saw
have.
that post game,
Yeah,
quick
they did
handshake,
not
get
like
out of
each
here,
other.
and then the big hug to Allen. And it's
Yeah. Dable might have been the guy that they wanted to replace McDermott with at some point.
Oh, but to get my pick, I'm just going to go Washington. I just trust them just a little bit more.
Yeah, I
sadly.
mean, they're better, in my opinion.
They've
overall.
won more games for a reason.
Yeah.
I mean, this could be like a 13-13 tie in overtime.
Oh, God. I don't know. That would be more than the Giants average in a game, so that's
true.
asking a
It's
lot.
gonna be a 10 to
10
10
10
tie.
to 10 tie. Now we're talking.
Deontay
Defensive
Banks
touchdown,
six.
yeah.
I will say, Deontay Banks, it's funny, it's the matchup of the 2 first-round corners, Emmanuel Forbes and Deontay Banks, but that's if Emmanuel Forbes isn't a healthy scratch, because he has been dog shit.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Manuel Forbes was taken before Gonzalez, right?
He was taken before Christian Gonzalez, yes.
By one
He
pick.
went at 16 and Gonzalez went at 17, yeah. Nice job, Washington. You
And he was
idiots.
taken before Banks as well.
And he was taken before Banks by like 10 picks.
I will say that's
How
one
do you
prospect I would like to, boast my
Boast
chest on.
yourself,
Deontay
you're big
Banks,
on
I was
Deontay
very
Banks.
high on. He
Yeah,
looks damn
He's
good.
been very good. Emmanuel Forbes, on the other hand, very, very bad.
Very bad.
And,
Cries on the sideline, too.
Yeah,
Big
and he's just been,
grudging.
I mean,
Yeah.
people are targeting him because he has been
Oh,
that
yeah.
bad. So,
He's never been the same since training camp and Zay Flowers broke his ankles.
yeah, all of a sudden he lost every ounce of
He
confidence.
lost everything.
All right, let's move on to our first home favorite in Tampa Bay hosting Atlanta. Tampa Bay minus 2.5. And, this one's tough. God, these early games are kind of ugly, aren't they?
Yeah, they're not great.
There's only one good 1 o'clock game, so
That's-
I plan on having that on one screen and then the red zone on
I
the
might
other.
not even watch Red Zone.
Yeah, might not even bother,
Just-
honestly,
yeah.
because all these other games, I mean, I will, because I'm an
Yeah.
absolute fiend.
Scoring updates.
Yeah, and
and
just
stuff.
to see what's going on fantasy-wise, although if you have any of these players in fantasy, you should probably reevaluate things, because not much talent there. But Atlanta, Tampa Bay, there's some talent in this game.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay's looked decent, except last week against Detroit. Atlanta just lost to Washington, right? In
Yep.
Atlanta.
Yep.
Yep.
That's kind of ugly. Sage, what are your thoughts here?
This is the first home game that I'm gonna go with the home team that I'm gonna go with this week. Tampa Bay, I just have a little more faith in them winning games with Baker Mayfield. He can throw the ball better than Desmond Ritter. And that's
Yes,
what it's coming
without
down to for
question.
me. I think Tampa Bay's defense does just enough in most games. But Atlanta, if you're having Desmond Ritter throw for 30 times a game,
You're going to lose.
you're gonna lose that
You're
game.
going to lose.
And even though, Tampa Bay, they have the linebackers to cover these Bijan and Algier, and they can get this running game stopped.
Yep.
I shouldn't say stopped.
But
Slowed
slow
down enough to force them to make Desmond Ritter throw that ball. And Tampa Bay, they have a good enough defense to stop him right there. Also, they got Mike Evans. They got Chris Godwin. They got Kate Otten. Rashad White, he can catch balls. He can't run the ball for shit, but
No,
he can
but he
catch
can
balls,
catch the ball.
which is nice.
Uh-huh.
Just a little 2-yard jump offs all
Nice
day
and
long. But Atlanta, they just keep letting me down.
They do.
Their defense has not been letting me down.
No.
Their defense has been actually very.
Jesse Bates has been awesome for them.
He's leading the NFL in picks right now with 3,
Yep.
which is incredibly impressive.
Yeah. He's
But
been very good.
Calais Campbell just got his 100th sack of his career.
Nice. Good for
Go you,
good
go
for
you.
Campbell. Nicely
Love that
done.
guy.
Yeah, good for him. Good for him.
Atlanta, they keep letting me down. That's the best way I can put it. And I had such high hopes for them before the season because their team is built so well.
So well, but They're forgetting.
One Lamar Jackson would have.
Oh, God.
If
Idiot.
they had Lamar Jackson undefeated right now,
They'd be so good. They'd be so good. That's so annoying because it's so true. Yeah, Atlanta's been breaking my heart recently, and Tampa Bay didn't look like abysmal against Detroit. They didn't look abysmal, and Detroit's a consensus top 5 team this year. So I'm gonna ride with the home team here, and take a favorite. Yeah, I don't have a whole lot to say about it. Atlanta's just been kind of a bummer. Desmond Ritter sucks, man. Like, you built this whole team predicated on this 45-year-old third-round pick figuring out a quarterback. I'm sorry, he can't do it. He's closer to retirement than he is, anything else.
How does this man have a commercial?
I don't know. What's funny is it's actually a commercial for the job I'll probably be doing in 5 years, working for DoorDash.
Yeah.
Going from NFL quarterback, making hundreds of thousands of dollars, to working for DoorDash because you're a terrible NFL quarterback.
Yeah.
Nothing against DoorDash. Love me some good DoorDash. But you're an NFL quarterback and you shouldn't be, personally. My opinion.
Fair enough.
Shouldn't be a starting quarterback. Let me put it that way. Should not be a starting quarterback. Tampa Bay, I don't know if Baker's very good, but Tampa Bay has been solid. Atlanta's been a disappointment. Give me Tampa.
A big one here is Vita Vea if he's back.
Yeah,
I think
needs
he
to
missed
play.
last week, and he's still questionable for this week. If he plays, that's huge because Atlanta likes to run.
Yep.
Both these teams' offense averaged less than 20 a game scored, and their defenses averaged less than 20 a game given up.
Snoozer.
It's going to be a snoozer. Tampa Bay is averaging less than 84 rushing yards given up, and that's all Atlanta likes
That's
to
all
do.
they do.
Now, as much shit as we give Desmond Ritter, they average 212 passing yards a game. Bucks average 212.6, so they have 0.6 more. So it's not like the Bucks are that much better at
Slinging
throwing
the ball all over the
compared
place.
to the Falcons. I mean, if you told me on paper and if I had to choose, I'm taking Tampa Bay's passing game.
Yeah.
Over theirs, but they've been comparatively there.
They have been.
Falcons -6 turnover differential, Bucks +6.
Oh, that's a big swing. That's a
That is
big
huge
swing.
I'm going to take Atlanta here because I'm so
love
far
it.
behind in the picks.
Gotta be
and
different.
Either I'm just going to continue to bury myself, which is more than likely the case, and I'm not convinced Tampa Bay's that good.
Me
yet.
neither. I mean, I picked them to finish last.
Granted, their 2 losses is Philly and Detroit, so those are really
good losses.
justifiable losses.
I don't think
but
they're that good, but I think they're the best in that division.
Which is
a
being the
dog
tallest
water
dwarf.
division.
Yeah,
Yeah.
congratulations. Like, you win by default, I guess. But yeah, that
Someone's
game's
gotta
gonna
win.
stink. Let's talk about a good game.
yes,
The last 1 o'clock noon, the last noon game of the week. Sage, this is a battle for your heart.
It is.
It's the Detroit
Breaking my
Lions
heart.
traveling.
Sage wins regardless.
Yeah, no matter what, Sage is a winner here.
It's true.
It's Detroit Lions traveling to Baltimore. And we talked before the show, Baltimore favored in this game is a little surprising to me. Because looking back through Baltimore's wins, I'm not sure what kind of a team they're trying to be at offensively. I can't figure him out. Is Lamar going to be a runner? He led the team in rushing last week. I mean, J.K. Dobbins going down again is devastating, and that was a hard blow. I would love to see Jonathan Taylor or Derrick Henry or Saquon Barkley find his way over to the Ravens. That'd be great for you guys, not for the rest of the conference, of course. But it's just so weird to me that Detroit is an underdog here. Colin, what do you think about this one?
It's funny you make me go first. No, I'm kidding.
I got nothing for you.
Detroit offense has been awesome. I mean, 4th highest scoring offense, and they're top 10 in every other category offensively. What really impressed me about Detroit is they're averaging less than 65 yards a game on defense, giving up rushing.
Wow.
And what does Baltimore love to do? And they're a
Rush.
fantastic running team, a top 5 running team. But Detroit's averaging less than 65 given up. But why is Baltimore favored here?
Right, what
Why
does
is
Vegas
Baltimore
know?
favored
What does
here?
Vegas know? It's weird. It's in Baltimore, so that's big.
Mm-hmm.
They're calling the teams equal, and I think you could argue that. These are 2 very good top 7 teams in the NFL.
I think I'm taking Baltimore.
Yeah.
I'm going to ride and die with Baltimore, and if it comes down to 3, give me Justin Tucker.
Yeah,
And hopefully I play Sage in Fantasy again, because that's when he shows up.
Justin Tucker
That was
absolutely goes
fucking awful.
crazy.
I think he was my highest point scorer. No, Stephon Diggs got
Wow.
10 for 100. So he had 20, and
Yeah.
Justin Tucker had 19.
19. That's crazy.
It's
Unbelievable.
okay. All my players put up 4.
But give me Baltimore, because it doesn't make much sense.
Because it doesn't make sense, right? Like, Detroit is riding high. They're
Yeah.
kicking the shit out of everybody they're playing right now. Minus their 1 loss in overtime where they didn't get the ball.
Yeah.
They have been fantastic this season. And Baltimore has been up and down. I mean, they hung in there against the frisky Titans team that is the most boring team in the NFL to watch. 1 week, they'll look fantastic. The other week, you're like, what are we doing offensively here? Are the Baltimore receivers going to catch the ball in this game? I don't know. Also, Detroit, how about lucking out and getting Aiden Hutchinson at 2 and not Trayvon Walker?
That's insane.
Jacksonville, the huge swing and a miss there. I mean, one of these guys we're still talking about his potential, and maybe he could be really good down the line. One of these guys is really fucking good right now. Huge pick for them. Detroit has just everything going for them right now. It's so hard to pick against them, but it's so hard to pick against Lamar Jackson because in this spot, it just feels like a game where they're counted out, and that feels to me like that's when Lamar Jackson steps up.
Yep.
When there's no way they're going to win this game. No shot they're going to win this game. It's when he's a heavy favorite that I feel like they take the foot off the gas and lose. Give me the Ravens here because I need the Lions to start losing just a couple of games for me.
I think CJGJ going on IR is going to hurt them a lot too.
That's a
Detroit.
big leadership
Emmanuel
piece.
Mosley also out.
Okay.
Yeah.
David Montgomery's not playing.
Yeah.
Jameer
So
Gibbs is on the
Jameer
injury
Gibbs, who they
report.
just,
Brian Branch is on the injury report.
I mean, they're banged up right now, and they're
Marcus
going
Williams
to a
on the
hostile place.
injury
I will
report.
say, again, it's weird that Baltimore's favored. They just played in London 6 days ago.
Yep.
You know, before this game, it would have been a week, and it's like, that's a quick turnaround. That's
That was
tough.
shocking to me too.
Ask the Bills how that went for them last Sunday night against the Giants, a game that they should have just absolutely beat the hell out of the Giants, and they won. They were lucky to get out there with a victory.
Yep.
That's tough. But give me the Ravens. Although everything I'm saying makes me want to take the Lions. Give me the Ravens here. Give me Baltimore at home. Sage, tell us about it.
You know what? Beginning of the show, you guys heard my love for the Detroit Lions.
Big fan. Number 1 team in your power rankings.
But
Hard to pick against them.
listen to this, guys.
Uh-huh.
They're enemies this week.
Yeah, that's right.
Enemies.
We hate them.
Baltimore is still 1A.
Yes. of
Number
course.
1 team
Of
in my
course.
heart.
We saw the
Nothing
shirt.
changes.
We see the color of the shirt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we know what's up.
This
We
is
know
purple
what's up.
for a reason. I bleed purple.
Uh-huh.
Okay?
Hell yeah.
Detroit scares me, I'm not going to lie. This is the hardest team that we faced all year. But granted, we're the hardest team that they have faced all year.
Without a doubt.
And I will include Kansas City in that because it's week 1. They
Week
didn't
one's
have Travis
weird.
Kelce.
Yep.
They didn't have Chris Jones.
Yep.
It was a weird week, you know?
And they
I
won
think
by 1 point.
this is
And
the hardest
Kadarius
test
Toney
they've had to play.
gifted that win to the Lions. You know, if we're going to talk
Yep.
about games and how, well, it could be this, Detroit very easily could have lost that game.
Mm-hmm. So here's some numbers, right? 8 drops we had against the Steelers. 8 drops. Every other week, 0, including last week.
Yeah.
You know? I'm going to chalk that up to an anomaly. Yet another one.
Weird week.
Another time, last week, Justin Tucker, unfortunately,
Went nuts.
unfortunately, had 6 field goals. Most of them were chippies, you know? Before that, or before we played the Steelers, we were 80% in red zone touchdowns.
Mhm.
You know? Number 1 in the league in the red zone offense. You know? So I'm going to chalk that up to yet another anomaly.
Mhm.
You know? These things don't just happen, you know? But on the other side, that Detroit defense is looking mighty good right now.
Very, very
Alex
good.
Anzalone, I would even call a top 5 linebacker
He's
in the league
been
right now.
awesome.
He has been absolutely stunning,
Yeah.
which has been wild. There's obviously injuries on both sides, right?
Mhm.
Last week, Marcus Williams went out yet again, which has been so frustrating to me. You know, Kyle Hamilton got taken out of the game for a vicious hit on Chris Moore, former Raven. You can't do that,
Smoke
dude.
him.
That was I was like, you can't really do that.
That's probably fair.
These teams are matched up, I think, about as
Very even.
very even.
Very
And it's really scary, but these are the games that we live for. I mean, this game, last time we played them, Justin Tucker won that 66-yard
Bomb of a
game-winning field goal. And it might come back to something like that yet again. Oh, I'm talking myself one
What's your
way,
pick?
I'm talking
Yeah,
myself
right.
the
What's
other
your
way.
pick here?
Ah.
It's tough because you've got a reputation to uphold. You're 55 and 35, so you've got to take whatever homerisms out of it,
Yeah.
which is tough, even though these are both your teams.
No, I got to go Baltimore right here.
Yeah.
I just got to show my love for him, you know?
Yep.
Lamar, make me proud. I know you can.
He can do it.
I know you
Come
can.
on, we need to see
Dan Campbell,
something.
he knows. He's been spitting truth about Lamar all week, saying,
Yep.
hey, this man knows how to throw
This
the ball.
man's very good at what he does.
You know what this game reeks of? Like a 1917
Yeah.
Baltimore
Baltimore
win,
victory.
or like a 23-21 Baltimore
Detroit
win,
covers
where they
and
win.
Baltimore wins it ugly.
They're gonna win by 2. Baltimore.
By
I'm betting on Baltimore win margin by 2.
2 points. Whatever that's worth. Whatever we can get value there. I like that. Yeah, so then Addison and Bobby are both on Detroit in this one.
Good.
So the 3 of us on Baltimore and those 2 on Detroit.
There's not a wrong choice here.
No, there's not. This
God,
is going to be
no.
a very good game. This
I'm
is
so
the only
excited.
good noon game.
I love how they split that up. There's a great noon game. There's a really good 3 o'clock game. And then there's
Yeah.
a great Sunday night game.
We'll say some players to watch on Baltimore right now: Broderick Washington, Justin Matabike, and Geno Stone. If you don't know those names, you will in the offseason because they're all about to get paid.
Oh, okay.
All right. Geno Stone was a 7th-round pick 3 years ago. This year, he is also tied for the league lead in interceptions.
Shit.
And he has come on very strong with Marcus Williams keep going down,
Mhm.
Kyle Hamilton keeps going down. He just steps up, gets picks. He's actually the league leader in history for Patrick Mahomes interceptions.
Wow.
In case you want to throw that out there.
Interesting. Okay.
Justin Matabike is on course for 13 sacks this year and looks like a little mini Aaron Donald. Love that man.
Mini Aaron
A
Donald.
little mini Aaron
Okay,
Donald.
Okay.
And Broderick Washington just eats up runs.
Yeah.
Eats them up.
DT then. Okay. Huh. Okay. Interesting. I like it. That's going to be such a good game. That's the only game
So
I'm looking
excited.
forward to on Sunday at noon. Jeez. All right, let's get into that 3 o'clock slate. I do like that we have 4 games at 3 o'clock, and they didn't try and screw with it and mess it up.
Yeah.
First up, Pittsburgh traveling to the very frisky Los Angeles Rams. This one is surprisingly tough. Bobby's on Pittsburgh, Addison's on the Rams in this one.
Okay.
I'm going to ride with Pittsburgh in this one because Pittsburgh fans travel. This will be a home game for Pittsburgh. Let's call it what it is. Yep. I will say that Rams offense is good. 2 top receivers in Puka and Cup. You've got Cooper Cup and Samoa Cup. That's what I've heard him called. And Pittsburgh's offense stinks. Deontay Johnson might be back. He's off IR officially, so he may be returning, which would be a big boost for their offense and my fantasy team. It would be great to see him back. I think I'm talking myself. No, I'm going to stay with Pittsburgh. I'm going to go with Pittsburgh in this one because I just don't think the Rams are very good. I don't know how they're doing what they're doing and winning games, but they are. They're doing the most they can with what little talent they have on that roster. I'm going to go with Pittsburgh to win this game, though, on the road. Just win it. They just have to cover don't lose by more than 3. I can see this as a push. 20-17 feels about right for me.
Yeah.
Sage, thoughts?
Yeah, I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to go with the LA Rams right here. Pittsburgh just doesn't show enough consistency for me, and LA has at least been consistently frisky.
Solid. Consistently solid.
Yeah. And also, Cooper Kupp came back and immediately looks like Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, right back into his role.
Which
is
very
good.
Extremely surprising. And with Pittsburgh not having a corner able to even guard Puka, and now you got to deal with a top 3 wide receiver. No, I don't think that this is going to go well for Pittsburgh at all, which is at least what I'm hoping for. Because fuck Pittsburgh, Schittsburg, I hate y'all. The Schittsburg Squealers.
Schittsburg Squealers.
Not a fan.
That's good. I like
classic.
That. That's good.
Classic.
That's really
I have
good.
a shirt that says that.
Pittsburgh Squealers. Alrighty, Colin, thoughts?
I'm going with the team that can move the ball and the team that can score, and that is the Rams in this case. I think the Steelers need to implement with Matt Canada. If they're not going to fire him for whatever reason, you got to do what Iowa did with their offensive coordinator. Hey, we got to get 25 points per game or you're fucking gone.
Or you're done.
Steelers are the 30th ranked scoring offense. Only ahead of the Patriots and the Giants.
I think we've brought that up for the bottom 3 teams every time.
Oh,
we just keep going.
Yeah, right. Just a little better. Terrible.
27th passing yards in the league, 28th rushing yards, bottom 10 in pass yards allowed, bottom 5 in rush yards allowed. When have you ever heard Mike Tomlin giving up 144 yards rushing a game on average? What's bailing the Steelers out is they have 11 takeaways in 6 games, so they're getting turnovers. It might be. TJ Watt is really fucking good.
TJ Watt's good.
I just trust the Rams more. The
Steelers' season is so weird.
Yeah.
Blown out in week 1 by the Niners, but then wins over the Browns, Raiders, who suck, but then blown out by the Texans, and then beating the Ravens, who really beat themselves, let's be honest. Coming off a bye, a little extra time
I think
for
they had
Tomlin.
2 defensive touchdowns in that Browns game.
Yeah, I think they did too. Yeah. I mean, they have gotten lucky. They're not very good.
I just like the Rams more in this one. I just trust probably McVay, Tomlin wash.
Yeah.
In my mind, I just trust Stafford way more than Kenny Pickett.
Kenny Pickett stinks.
Deontay Johnson might be back. He hasn't caught a touchdown in 18 games.
I know.
Stafford looks good this year.
He looks really good.
You know, his numbers have been very pedestrian, though. I keep thinking,
a lot of picks.
He looks good, and then I look at his numbers, and it's 1,600 passing yards is good. A lot of passing yards, but 6 touchdowns to 5 picks. It's like, Kenny Pickett has 5 touchdowns to 4 picks. Not good. Not good, but not fantastic. But Stafford does have the yards, and he's got 2 type 1 receivers in Nakua and Cup. Yeah, it's tough to pick against him at home, but is it home?
Nah, not really.
I don't like this guy.
Kyron Williams is out too.
Kyron Williams out.
So that hurts.
Zach Evans put up some yards for my team this week. Please.
Yeah, you need him bad. All right, let's move into a divisional matchup here. Arizona traveling to Seattle. Current line: Seattle -7.5. It's a lot of points for a Seattle team that couldn't get it done in the red zone. What are your thoughts here?
You know, I'm gonna take Seattle in this game. I went 4 road games. 4 road teams, and then I'm going 4 home teams right here.
Solid.
Seattle right here, they've been moving the ball very, very well. Kenneth Walker has been on a fucking tear recently.
He's so good.
And Arizona, while they stay frisky, I really feel like Seattle can this can be the game where they can just put them away. You know, last week Arizona, they played the Rams, right? Yeah. And Kyron Williams had, I think, in a row, just runs of like 7, 14, 20, 10. And you could see that Arizona team just start to give up.
Just wear down.
You know? And I really think that Seattle has 2 running backs that could do that exact same thing, especially with the offensive line they have. On top of that, their defense has just been way better than any of us expected. And Josh Dobbs, if he's playing, I have faith in it. If Kyler Murray's playing, he's going to be rusty.
Yeah, he won't be any good if he plays. There's no way they play him, right?
Nah, I don't think so.
I doubt it. I mean, if he's
I don't
just
think so.
activated off IR, there's almost no way he plays.
But I just don't think that Arizona has the manpower for it. I mean, JSN hasn't even gotten heated up yet.
No, he is not even existent.
I think he has like 160 yards on the year.
Yeah,
Oh, terrible.
And
yeah.
he had a good week last week, and that was his first good game because he only had like 62 yards going into last week.
Yeah.
He finally showed up a little bit in a loss, of course.
Of course. But Seattle's showing me a lot. They're the only team to beat my number one team in the NFL.
Yeah.
So
Fair point. It's a fair point.
right
Okay.
there.
I like that. Colin, thoughts?
Yeah, sour taste in my mouth, Seattle after last week. But I like them in this spot. I don't think, I mentioned it earlier, they only have 3 giveaways on the year, and 2 of them were in that game last week.
Yeah.
I think they convert those red zone opportunities this week. Cardinals are frisky, but we've started to see in the second half of these games.
They're a
Except
frisky
for-
1-5.
Except for Dallas.
Right. They're a
The
frisky
second half of these
1-5.
games, they have really faded away.
Mhm.
What Arizona likes to do offensively, they have the 6th most rushing yards per game. Well, guess what? Seattle's allowed the 4th fewest.
And James Conner's at.
And James Conner's at.
Yeah.
Seattle's pass defense, though, they're bottom 5 in yards given up through the air, so they need to pick it up a little bit. But I have faith in Pete Carroll and going forward. Give me Seattle here, minus
That's
the 7.
shocking. I didn't think that because they
28.
have such good corners. I mean, Devin Witherspoon's been fantastic. Tariq Woolen has been hurt, I suppose, so that's kind of banged up a little bit. But they've got good safeties. I mean, who have they played? They played the Rams, who have a good passing attack.
Mm-hmm.
Panthers, Giants, Bengals. That is surprising. They haven't. Wow.
258 a game, lad.
Yeesh, that's a lot. So Colin's on Seattle. I'm also going to be on Seattle. It's going to be us 3 and Addison on Seattle. Bobby took Arizona. God bless him. No sweep here.
I might take Arizona first half. I might bet on that.
Yeah, first half. They're fantastic in the first
Whatever
half.
the spread, like
First
plus
half,
4.5.
plus 4.5 in the first half, but then they fall apart. And the Seahawks need this win badly. At home against Arizona, it's about as easy as it gets. For them, at least. They need it bad because they have a little tough stretch here when they host the Browns, go to Baltimore, host the Commanders, go to Los Angeles, and then host the Niners, go to Dallas, go to 49ers, host the Eagles. I mean, shit. That's a rough stretch.
That's a nice stretch, yeah.
Minus the Commanders and the Rams, even though it's in LA in the divisional matchup, like, there's no gimmies there at all. Seahawks got to win this one. This is a must-win game for them, arguably. At 3-2, they got to get going. So give me Seattle to win this one pretty big. I will say Geno Smith, kind of a disappointment this year with his numbers. Statistically, he's definitely down.
Yeah, you would expect him to go higher, especially adding the number 1 or
A first-round receiver. I know.
Which the consensus number 1 receiver.
Yeah, without a question. Like, I thought he should have gone to the Packers in the first round with their pick at 13. It said they took Lucas Van Ness, who I've not heard a single word about this year.
No, another
Not a single word. No. All right, let's move on to Green Bay traveling to Denver. Green Bay right now, the line is minus 1.5 on the road. Green Bay has not been inspiring, and Denver has not been inspiring. Again, just kind of another stinker of a game here. Thank God for the next one, at least, because that'll be fireworks.
Yes.
Yeah. Addison and Bobby are on Green Bay, and I'm going to tell you this to help everybody here. Mm-hmm. Addison's mortal lock is Green Bay minus 1.5.
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay.
I know. Sorry, Addison. No offense, buddy.
So 1 in 5.
The 1-5 mortal lock. I think it's a reverse jinx. I think he's doing it on purpose.
Okay.
He wants Green Bay to. He didn't say that. Didn't give me any indicator that he's doing it on purpose. But taking Green Bay as a road favorite feels like. Well,
I feel dirty knowing his mortal lock after all of the picks, though.
I know. Me too. So don't change your pick if you already had your pick made. I just figure I'll throw that out there for grins.
All right.
However, it's not changing my pick. I'm going with Green Bay. I'm going to ride with Addison's mortal lock here. I think Green Bay's a better team than Denver. Denver stinks. Denver had a chance last week to do something against the Chiefs and show us, hey, maybe they could be better than their 1-4 start.
Yeah.
They didn't. They looked terrible. Russell Wilson looked terrible. 95 passing yards, 1 touchdown, 2 picks. Abysmal. Just abysmal. And their defense couldn't slow down. Like, the Chiefs only scored 19. They threw for 306 yards and a touchdown. Like, Mahomes did not have his best game by any means. Mm-hmm. And they still beat him by 11 to make me sad. I did make it my mortal lock. I thought about it. Denver plus a 10.5. Didn't do it. Thank God. That would have been a heartbreaker. But Denver is just in all sorts of disarray right now. All sorts of disarray. Everything is working against them. I'm going with the Packers on the road here as a road favorite, which always makes me a little nervous. But let's go Green Bay. Come on. Sage, thoughts?
I can't bring myself to even have any kind of hope in Denver.
None, dude. None at all.
Absolutely none. Sean Payton, I really thought that you were going to be this big savior for them.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to whip them into shape, and you look worse.
Yeah.
I don't know how you regressed from firing a first-year coach.
I mean, they're the only team in the AFC to give up 200 points so far. Yes, the Dolphins game skews it a little bit. Are they the only team in the NFL?
Yep. 70.
They're the only team to give up 200 points in the
Almost half of
NFL.
them.
You're right. It's a third of their points given up. But still, they're the only. I mean, they have the second worst point differential in the AFC. Thank God for New England saving them there by a few points. But, I mean, they just have looked. They're 0-4 within conference, 0-2 divisional, 0-3 at home. That's big. No home field advantage at all for them. 0-3. The fans hate them. They're probably wearing bags over their heads to this game, truthfully.
Yeah.
So, that's another reason why.
Did you guys
I'm
see
calling Green Bay.
someone made a Denver Broncos rap and sent it to the Denver Broncos
No.
on Instagram?
Oh, I think
no.
I heard that.
And it was so good.
Oh,
I think
no,
I
I'm gonna have to
heard
watch
that.
later
It was
today.
probably the best thing I've seen, but
That's awesome.
he was just basically trashing just everyone on the Broncos. And
Everything's
all
bad.
the points that he made, absolutely valid. Give me Green Bay.
Yep. Colin.
This is a tough one for me because I don't believe in Green Bay at all, but
No.
the Broncos are awful.
Are just that bad.
Awful. I've been really disappointed in Green Bay this year, their rushing attack.
Yeah,
They're averaging less than 82 yards rushing. I know Aaron Jones has been hurt,
But A.J. Dillon's always been this guy where it's like when he gets RB1 snaps, he's going to be great. That's what we've been hearing and seeing is once he finally gets RB1 snaps, he's going to be awesome. We don't need Aaron Jones. Yeah, you do. You sure should do.
Sure should you.
Fuck. I think I have to go Packers, but damn, I'm not betting this game.
No.
As far as the side, at least.
No.
Yeah, no. This
Spoiler.
is. I mean, Green Bay has scored 113. They give it up. They have a 0-point differential. 113. It's not the worst offense, but it's damn near the worst offense, which is a real bummer for them coming into this year. It's like, hey, let's show we don't need Rodgers. We're good. Then they come out and they kick the shit out of the Bears week 1. They're like, yeah, we're here. We love this guy.
I was a little nervous for a second there. I was
Yeah.
like, oh shit. Here we
It's
go.
like, okay, they're legit.
When you look at
He's
the
not
Broncos, 30, I think it's the past 32nd against the run, 32nd points allowed as far as averages.
Packers are coming off of a bye week after losing to the Raiders in a real shitty Monday night game that we all had to watch. Yeah, it's just a tough game, but I think clean sweeping the Green Bay Packers makes me nervous. Although Denver's so bad.
Yeah.
Bad.
So bad.
I wouldn't say we're clean sweeping for Green Bay. We're
No,
we're
against
clean
Denver.
sweeping against
We're clean
Denver.
sweeping against Denver. Yes,
That makes me feel better.
about it. You're right. That's less gross. I'm in. Last up for the 3 o'clock slate. God, having these in Eastern time is really screwing with me. Which, by the way, sucks. But I was in South Carolina yesterday, so the Thursday night game started at 8:15. Sound asleep by 9 o'clock. No shot. I'm old. No shot.
The way that game was going,
I didn't miss anything. Right, I didn't miss anything at all. One of you was like, good thing I took the Saints plus 20.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, yeah, this game's bad. I'm going to bed. I'm tired. But let's talk AFC West matchup here. Los Angeles Chargers traveling to Kansas City. The line right now is Kansas City minus 5.5 points. This is going to be a good game. Although the Chargers, third place in their division right now. If it weren't for the Broncos being so shitty, they would be last place in their division.
Wow.
They've actually scored fewer points than the Broncos.
Can you imagine saying the Chargers are going to win the division at the beginning of the year?
What?
Who the hell said that?
Who would ever say some nonsense like that?
It's been a while.
The Chiefs are gonna fall off.
There's still time.
There's still time.
There's still time.
Season's not done.
An ACL can give at any point.
That's
not
very
that I'm
true.
hoping for it.
No, never root for that.
But
it
it's
could.
gonna
you play on
happen.
turf long enough.
It's true.
It's going to
Something
happen.
happen.
You're going to get so much shit.
Oh,
Kansas
people are gonna
City
come back.
fans.
Wow, he wished it into existence.
Hey.
Chargers only scored 127 points so far this year, coming off a tough loss to the Cowboys.
I think the most points they've scored is in their loss against you guys week 1.
Yes, it is
Yeah.
for sure. The only time they looked competent. And then Eckler's been hurt since. They have scored 17. Well, they scored 17, but other than that, they were above 20 every game. They've had some tough losses, but I know when the chips are down, they're going to lose.
Yep.
If it comes down to a Chargers last-minute drive to go win the game, it's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. Justin Herbert is not clutch. He just doesn't have it. He's football Jesus, but he can't win it when it matters.
Yeah.
He can't win it when it matters.
But on the other side of that coin, if the chips are down and Patrick Mahomes has a minute to do it,
they're going to win that game.
he will.
They're going to win that game. Yes.
So either way, if it's a 7-point game
Yep.
within 5 minutes left,
He's going to go score, and they're going to win the game. I mean, I can see this game going to overtime because the Chargers like to lose close and in devastating fashion. And in overtime, I like Mahomes to throw a touchdown to win this game by 6, which covers the 5.5.
it does.
Hey, I'm going with the home Kansas City Chiefs here because the Chargers haven't shown me anything, especially on the defensive side of the ball. They look decent against Cowboys, but that's the first time their defense has looked any bit the part of a good defense, truthfully. The Raiders, They lost to the Titans. Ugly. Gave up 27 to the Titans. That's embarrassing in and of itself. Yeah. I mean, Tua threw for 466 passing yards against them in week 1. Absolutely torched them. What a game that was. A lot of fun for me. I'm just not impressed by the Chargers. Their 2 wins are against the Vikings and Raiders. Good job. Give me the Chiefs. Sage.
A few weeks ago, I picked the Chargers, and they screwed me, and I said I'll never pick them again. And I'm like 3-0 since then.
Yeah.
So, yeah, give me Kansas City, because why not?
Yeah.
At that point, I mean...
I like that stat. Sage, 3-0 when picking against the Chargers since they screwed him. I like that stat a lot. Colin, thoughts?
Still time to come back in this debate.
Still time. Now or never, though.
There it is.
You lose this one and you're done.
No.
4 games back.
They will not beat the Chiefs. Chiefs are my number 1 power ranking team for a reason.
Right.
But the Chargers do play them tough for whatever reason it
I'm
is.
saying overtime by 6.
I think the Chiefs win, but give me the 5.5 with the Chargers.
Ooh.
The Chargers can move the ball, and the Chargers offense only has 3 giveaways all year, so they do take care of it as well.
Herbert's not throwing picks.
Although I definitely trust the Chiefs defense and the Chiefs offense and the Chiefs quarterback and the Chiefs coach and the Chiefs home field advantage way more than the Chargers.
A lot more than the Chargers.
But give me the 5.5 points.
You know what? I could see this ending by 3. Chargers losing by 3. That's
or
how
4.
They went. Yeah, or 4.
Or
5.
5.
Herbert, you're down 4. We need a tud. Here comes the pick.
Yeah, here comes the pick. We lose by 4. Game over.
Or the 4th and 18 incomplete pass.
Herbert's just Tony Romo.
He's Phillip Rivers, is who he is.
I saw side by side of stats. I think it was on
Rivers?
First Things First, actually.
Oh, okay, I didn't see this.
I gotta pull it up.
Yeah, we're gonna have to see that at some point here. You work on that. But he's Phillip Rivers again.
It's
he's
like
going
the first
to put up
88
awesome
starts or whatever.
statistics, and you're like, God, this team and this offense is so good, and they're never gonna do it when it matters because it's just not in his blood.
Nope.
I love Justin Herbert.
Damn.
He is awesome at what he does.
All right,
What you got?
Phillip Rivers' last 54 games with the Chargers compared to Herbert's first 54 with.
Okay.
So last 54, first 54. Both are 27-27 record.
Yes.
Phillip Rivers 276 yards to Herbert's 285, so about 9 more yards.
Same.
96 touchdowns for Rivers, 103 for Herbert, so 7 more.
7.
And then 94.5 passer rating to 96.7. So
I mean,
about
we're
2
talking
points better.
Phillip Rivers at the end of his career and Herbert at the beginning
7
of
touchdowns
his
more,
career.
about 2 passer rating more, 9 yards of offense, same record.
They're the same quarterback. They just drafted a new Phillip
Herbert's
Rivers.
just a touch better.
Yeah, Herbert's just a smidge better, and that smidge is going to do nothing for you when it all matters.
Well, okay, I was seeing something, I think it was on First Take. They were saying, is Lamar Jackson's contract worth it? But
That was hilarious.
Never was Justin Herbert's contract mentioned.
No, of course not.
And if we're talking about straight wins, Lamar Jackson has not even 20 losses on his record yet.
All he does is win. Like, give me the quarterback who wins. That's my main defense for the quarterback we're going to talk about in the next game in Tua. Yeah. I'm sorry, he's winning the games. Is he throwing the ball 75 yards in the air? No, he's not. I'm sorry, he doesn't have a cannon for an arm. But the fucker's accurate as shit, and all he does is win games. All he does is win games.
Fucker's accurate as shit.
He's accurate as shit. I could watch his all-22 film all day because he puts the ball in windows where you're like, okay, you have no business throwing that football. And then it hits his receiver in the chest. Because his receiver comes out of nowhere because that's the play. But Justin Herbert, the issue that I have with Justin Herbert, if he was on any other team than the Chargers for some reason, it seems like everyone wants to defend him. It's always the other people's problems. It's the coach. It's the weapons. It's his defense letting him down, not him. Everything is everyone else's fault because he's this big, tall guy, big, tall, handsome fella. And he's got a cannon for an arm, and everyone's like, it can't be him, except maybe it is him.
Maybe it's him.
How many times are we going to blame the surroundings for the problems here and not look at the issue? Against Dallas last week, down Trayvon Diggs, down Leighton Vander Esch. He put up 17 points. He threw the ball 227 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick.
And all 3 of those drives started in Dallas's territory.
Right, exactly. Like, he had no business losing that game. The Chargers should have won that game. If you just look at everything at its face value. Like, Prescott was the leading rusher for the Cowboys with 40 yards. If you told me that, and Eckler's playing, like, there's no way the Cowboys are going to win this game.
Well, there's so many times we see head coaches get fired after a successful season because they can't get over a hump.
Right.
But we never see that with the quarterback.
No.
You know?
No.
Because it's so much harder.
We
and
can get the quarterback.
It's harder to find the quarterback.
It is.
But at some point, you have to realize, like, hey, like, we have value in this guy.
Yep.
We need to get something for him while we can so we can just
see
what we can do. Because right now, he's not getting it done.
Herbert,
after you have so many head coaches, because this is going to be the last time he's going to have this head coach.
Yeah, Staley's gone.
Let's see what happens soon.
Maybe they'll elevate Kellen Moore. That's what I would do. Keep the same offensive game plan and system, although it hasn't been fantastic. Because
I'm not completely out on Herbert yet.
Me either. I'm not out on Herbert. I don't want to say that. Do I think...
I still think he's a top 7 quarterback in the league.
Talent-wise, I totally agree.
Yeah.
But if you ask me to pick a quarterback to win me a game, I don't know if he's one of the first 10 I'm asking to win me the game.
That's fair. That's
You know,
fair.
I don't think
Yeah.
he's a top 10 to win me this game right now. One
Agreed.
drive, you're down 4, you need a touchdown. I don't think I'm taking Justin Herbert over several quarterbacks.
Yep.
I think he can. I think his stats are always going to be fantastic, but he just doesn't have that clutch gene, that it factor that you have to have in this league, especially when Patrick Mahomes is across from you twice a year, if not 3 times. You got to have it, and he doesn't have it. Joe Burrow has it. He got his team to the Super Bowl in his second year. Burrow has it. Mahomes has it. Lamar Jackson doesn't fucking lose. Lamar Jackson has it.
Here, let me name some quarterbacks real quick.
Yes, let's do
Yeah,
this. Let's do
all
a little
right.
exercise.
All right.
I'm in.
To win a game.
Yeah.
To win a game.
One drive. I need you-
So the 1 4th quarter, like a 2-minute drill? Is that
like
what
a
we're going?
2-minute drill. Yep.
2-minute
Go
drill to win the
game.
game.
Down by 4.
All right. Patrick Mahomes.
Give me
Yes.
Mahomes.
Yes.
Jalen Hurts.
Probably give me. Well, that one's dicey because Jalen Hurts had a chance against the Jets.
They had a lead against the Jets.
They had a lead. He blew
didn't
that
have to
one.
go down.
Okay, move on. Next.
Give
okay,
me
next
Hurts.
question.
Give me Hurts. Give me Hurts.
Yeah, give me Hurts though. Probably.
Tua.
Tua. Give me Tua.
Right now, yes.
Yeah.
Josh Allen.
Allen.
Lamar Jackson.
Yes.
Although Allen has been dicey.
Yes.
Give me Allen. Lamar Jackson.
Yes.
Geno Smith.
No.
No.
Herbert. Probably Herbert.
Okay. Brock Purdy.
No.
Maybe I don't think so because he never does it. He's never
Okay.
had to do it.
Fair enough. All right. This one's a little harder.
Straight quarterback alone. Like, are we talking like Herbert on the Chargers and Purdy on the Niners, or just
Yes.
like?
Yeah, yeah,
Each
okay.
in their situation. 'Cause
I,
that's what you have
I
to.
trust Herbert more. Yeah,
Okay.
that's true.
Here's a hard one. Kirk Cousins.
Cousins. I think Cousins gets him in winning position better. To win the game, if I need a touchdown. That one's tough. That was really tough.
That
I
one's
can
hard.
see those as being like a push.
Yeah.
That one's maybe my line.
I can't answer that one.
Kirk Cousins and Herbert are maybe my line. That may be my line because they're the same quarterback.
Matt Stafford.
I'm taking Stafford.
Jared Goff.
Goff the way he's playing right now, Jared Goff.
The way he's playing now, Jared Goff.
Right now, Jared Goff. If you asked me 3 years ago, it'd be Justin Herbert probably.
And then Joe Burrow.
Burrow. That's
Burrow,
that's
yeah.
hard.
Dak.
No.
See,
Not one drive at the end.
No.
Not one
Okay.
drive at the
It
end.
depends on who's calling plays or what plays we're calling. You know, to be fair. To be fair.
Fair. And who we playing? Are we playing the Niners or
Right.
are we playing
what
any
do you-
other team?
Exactly,
in the
because the
NFL?
Niners have the Cowboys number. Right.
I still probably take her.
It's tough. See, that's the questions we're
Yeah.
having. But we're not calling
probably
Dak
take
a
Herbert.
consensus top 5 quarterback.
That's
we're calling
true.
Herbert a consensus
Right.
top 5 quarterback.
That's true.
So that's where my issue lies with Justin Herbert, is
Yeah.
that he's anointed. Him and Jalen Hurts have both been anointed, maybe just a smidge prematurely. Maybe just a smidge.
Agreed.
But let's move on. We can talk about that all day. Miami at Philadelphia. Sunday night football. Please be a good game. That's all I want. Just be a good game. I want to win, but let it be a good game. The line right now, yes. The line right now is Philadelphia minus 2.5. So we're calling it a pick'em, essentially.
Yep.
Gonna be a good one. Bobby's on Miami. Addison's on the Eagles. Sage, I'm gonna start with you. What are your thoughts here?
My thoughts was, why can't Detroit and Baltimore get flexed? And then I saw this
And then
game,
you saw
and I was
something
like,
shit.
damn
All right,
it.
fair enough. Fair
Okay, the
enough.
Giants aren't playing on primetime again, so
Yeah, thank you.
we're good. Yeah, there's a lot of thoughts on this game, especially with Philadelphia. Is Jordan Davis going to be back? If he is back, that's going to hopefully
boost.
slow down Miami's run game right there.
Yep.
Because you guys' run game is absolutely unbelievable. And I think it's getting overshadowed a little bit.
By the
With-
passing game.
Straight up just Tyreek Hill. He's only, 160 yards away from...
Yeah, from
1,000 yards
already. He's played 6
in week
games,
7.
and he's at 814 yards already. He's unbelievable.
Yeah, absolutely insane. But Philadelphia, I mean, they haven't been great against wide receivers this
No,
year.
they haven't.
Their secondary has been... They've taken a step back in almost every statistical category except for wins, you
Right,
could argue.
wins. Still
They've
going
had
strong.
one loss.
Yep.
So... But going into Philly, Philly's a
It's
tough,
a tough place to play. Very tough place to play. Very tough place to play.
I don't know. I'm going to take Miami here plus 2.5. Hesitantly.
Hesitantly.
Because I think Philadelphia, they're going to be pissed off from last week.
Yeah. Tough loss for them.
They
Coming
lost
off
to
a
the
tough
Jets.
loss.
They're going to be pissed off.
Yep.
But I think Miami just has so much firepower that if they do get a lead in this game, I don't think they can let it go. You can't spot them 14 points this time.
No, please, no. Please, God, don't start. Don't spot the Eagles 14 points. Good luck if you do that. You're not winning the game.
At that point, it'd be done. But I think Miami, their defense has been coming on a lot more recently as well.
A lot better.
And Jalen Ramsey,
He's practicing. I don't think he's gonna play, but he's
I saw
already
he's practicing.
nearly back. He was actually scout team player of the day yesterday.
That'd
Got the
be
specialty
nice.
jersey. Oh, I'd love to have him
That'd
back
be
for the
nice.
Kansas City game. Get him back for the Kansas City game.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hoping for.
Give him Miami, though.
Miami. Okay. Colin, thoughts? This one's hard for you because you have to. And same for me. You have to put what you think.
Biases aside.
Yes, it's tough.
Reed Blankenship being listed as out is huge for them. Starting safety.
Yes.
You know,
Leading their team in
you
tackles.
can't lose secondary pieces when you're playing Miami.
Nope.
Van Ginkel on the injury report is questionable is concerning.
I know.
You know,
Can't have that. He's got to go.
The centerpiece of that Miami defense.
Absolutely.
Van Ginkel.
Absolutely. Leads the team in sacks before.
Two great teams offensively. Top 10. Miami's won in everything.
Yes.
Offensively ranking. Eagles are top 10 in everything. Eagles' rush defense is second in the league only to Detroit, so they're very good.
It's a
averaging
good
just a
matchup.
touch under 66 rushing yards allowed a game. I'm going to take the Eagles minus the 2.5. I don't want to say this is Buffalo because psychologically it's a totally different game for Miami, but we all took Miami in Buffalo and it blew up in our faces on our picks. So hopefully I either win with Miami winning and covering the spread, or I win a pick.
Or you win the pick.
So let me hedge my bets.
Respect.
And let me take Philly at home, and hopefully they fucking lose.
Yes. Lane Johnson is doubtful at this point in time to play, which is big, missing their right tackle. It's a big hit for them. Reed Blankenship being hurt is also big. So they're missing some pieces. We're missing some pieces. Connor Williams probably not going to go, so we're going to ride the Eichenberg Express again. Yeah. I will say, last week, Liam Eichenberg, 32 pass blocking snaps, not a single pressure allowed. I didn't see any bad snaps either. Actually played fucking decently. I couldn't believe it. I put the picture up in the post-game recap video because I was stunned. Mm-hmm. Now, is he going to do that against, Jalen Carter?
Fletcher Cox.
Fletcher Cox, right? He did do it against Derek Brown, who's a good defensive tackle.
Yes.
But yeah, no, he's going to be going up against much better players. I will say Vic Fangio on the Eagles team last year is one of their consultants, knows the team pretty well. But this is a good matchup between two really, really good teams. And the spread says that. At minus 2.5 for Philadelphia as a home team, it says it's a good matchup. Miami, number one offense pretty much everywhere you look, like Colin said. Every statistic, Miami's offense is unbelievable. Tua leading the league in passing yards, tied for the league, I think, in touchdowns, if not just one or two, maybe behind with 14. Devon Achane, unfortunately, will not be playing, but he already has 460 yards and 5 touchdowns. That guy's a freak. Raheem Mostert, though, leading the NFL in touchdowns with 11. He has more than 10 teams do overall.
That's insane.
Yeah. Just insane touchdown numbers from him.
Why can't he ever stay in a team?
I know, right? I'm happy that it's his second. I mean, he's averaging 71 rushing yards a game himself with 9 touchdowns.
I think he's been on the Ravens twice.
I'll tell you why.
Coughing up the damn ball. Yeah, cannot have that against them.
I will say, I think 6 of the Eagles' 8 takeaways on the year are fumble recoveries.
Fumbles. Okay.
RBs from Miami.
Yeah. It's
their defensive line is just
hold the ball.
Popping it out.
Yeah, their defensive line.
Whoever wins the turnover differential, I think in this game
wins
could win the game.
Yeah, absolutely.
If there are any turnovers, like they're smart teams.
Yep. Jalen Hurts, like I said earlier, kind of a down season for him so far. Only averaging 250 passing, 7 touchdowns, 7 picks. He does have 5 rushing touchdowns along with 42 rushing yards a game. So he's got plenty to give on the ground. A.J. Brown has been dominant the last several weeks.
Yes, he is.
Thankfully, Xavier Howard will be playing, so that'll be a good matchup to watch. I would really like it if Jalen Ramsey was playing. I'd feel so much better about this game. I've picked against the Dolphins the last 2 weeks, and I lost both of those picks because the Dolphins won by big numbers.
Oh.
So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to take Philly, and I'm going to hedge myself here. Philly minus the 2.5 and hedge myself here. Miami proved me wrong. I do like Miami to win this game, but I'm going to pick Philadelphia to win by 3 just because. I've done it the last couple weeks. I'm gonna continue to hedge myself until it bites me in the ass.
I like it.
And there's no trap game this week. Like, we're not looking ahead to New England coming to Miami next week, where we're 12.5-point favorites as of right now, which is hilarious. There's
hilarious.
Last week against the Panthers, you can excuse a slow start because you're looking ahead to this game. This is the game. Eagles wearing the Kelly green jerseys. I wish we were wearing our throwback whites. That would be a fun jersey combo. Fun. I think we're actually wearing our teals, which will be kind of interesting. Teal versus green, kind of close.
Yeah,
I would prefer if we just went with the whites. But
you should wear the whites.
Should wear the whites, but I think we're in the teals. I really do, which is going to be kind of weird.
Or the oranges.
Now that'd be sweet. All orange. Give me the creamsicle. That game's going to be awesome. We're going to turn off the Chargers-Chiefs game that we all watch because we're not going to watch any of the other 3 o'clock games.
No.
And we're going to move right into Sunday night, and it's going to be a fun day of football. Although I do not like playing on Sunday nights, I have to wait all day. Yeah. That's the only bummer.
Waiting all day for Sunday night?
I will be waiting all day for Sunday night.
You get just that moment where it's just like just me and my team.
Yep, and full screen on the big television.
Usually came inside from the garage, so you're relaxed on the couch too.
Kicks back. Oh yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, there's three games played that day.
Yes. Yeah. Agreed.
One conveniently at every hour.
They did that on purpose. Thank God for that.
One critique I've had of Miami ongoing, which is why they're not higher, my 26 scoring defense.
Yeah, they got to keep going.
Granted, when you're the number one scoring offense, it helps.
Defense on the field a lot, and you're outscoring
and you're
teams.
missing Jalen Ramsey, so that hurts,
Right.
obviously. But
I will say, I think most of the points we've given up have come in 2 of our 6 games. Otherwise, defensively, we've held strong. The Chargers obviously hung 34 week 1, and then the Bills 48. But then other than that, it's been 17, 20 with the kick return touchdowns, only 13 defensive points allowed. Giants scored a defensive touchdown, so only 9 allowed, and then Carolina had a pick 6, so only 14 there. So the defense has been better, I'll say. It'll be fun to watch Vic Fangio go up against the Eagles. See what he can do.
yes, I agree.
It's going to be a very, very, very good game. Very excited to watch it. But let's move on to Monday night and wrap up our picks for the week. It's San Francisco traveling to Minnesota. It is San Francisco -7 on the road. Minnesota is, 2-4, I believe, with the win over the Bears. And who else did they beat? Someone bad.
Did they beat anyone else?
Or did they only have 1 win? No way, they only have 1 win. They weren't 0-5 going up against the Bears. They are...
No, they beat somebody.
They're 2-4, yeah, they're 2-4.
Oh, okay.
Who did they beat? Who else did they beat?
I could
Panthers. By 8.
Oh,
That's who
that's
they
fair.
beat. That
Nice.
day. Wow. Wow. Their 2 wins are against probably the 2 worst teams in the NFL. Holy. San Francisco's going to be pissed, too. Coming off of a loss that they should not have gotten. PJ Walker took them to school. Brock Purdy's like, all right, you guys can all doubt me again. Watch this. Would love it if Christian McCaffrey would play for my fantasy team because Minnesota would give it up. I'm sure.
Would.
I'm going San Francisco -7 here in kind of a pissed off game. Like, hold on. Don't drop us down your power rankings yet. We're still really fucking good. Give me San Francisco -7. Sage.
Yeah, San Francisco last week lost against something truly special in a Cleveland Browns defense.
Yes.
There is nothing special about Minnesota because Justin Jefferson is not playing.
Yeah. Jeez.
When you even take that into account, they're rolling out Jordan Addison
Bombs.
and KJ Osborne, who aren't bad receivers, but
No.
when you're stacking up against the San Francisco defense,
Right.
you need a superstar to break things out. And when you straight up don't have one on the ground game, through the air, who's scoring the ball for you?
Right.
No one. And then when you look at the defensive side, who's stopping George Kittle? Who's stopping Brandon Ayuk? Even if they're
out Debo and CMC, you still don't have anybody against that.
Elijah Mitchell with that scheme can run for 100 yards. Even though I don't think Elijah Mitchell's going to get the ball that much.
Mason's been getting.
I think it's going to be a little bit of Jordan Mason.
Yeah, he's been getting a lot of touches.
Who I like this week, and I might fucking play over Keontae Ingram. Who knows? We'll see what happens. But yeah, like they don't have anyone to stop these players, and they don't have anyone to score against the team. Minnesota doesn't. So give me San Francisco -7. Yeah.
Okay. Colin, bring us home. Are we clean sweeping the Niners?
We are.
Yeah,
some stats here for you. Minnesota's the 3rd best passing team as far as yards, 3rd worst rushing team. If San Francisco can make you one-dimensional, good luck. Minnesota, -7 turnover differential to San Fran's +8. Minnesota has lost 9 fumbles on the year, which is already more than they did all of last year. They only lost 8 of last year. I just trust San Francisco more. They're the more consistent team, both offensively and defensively. Have you ever seen stats after a game you wish you saw before the game? This is not an ad read, but it kind of sounded like the start of an ad read. Kyle Shanahan as a head coach or an offensive coordinator against a Jim Schwartz defense. 1-8 record
Jim
straight
Schwartz
up.
owns him.
Under
Jim Schwartz
16
owns
points
him.
per game. 66 pass rating out of the 158.3.
Yeah.
2 turnovers per game.
Yeah.
1-8 record.
Why
did I not see this before the game?
That's a good stat.
If there's one team the Niners probably don't want to see in the Super Bowl, it might be Cleveland.
How do we not see that before the game?
I don't know. Yeah, I would have loved that statistic.
Because with Cleveland's roster.
Right, we
I
love
might have
that
been.
roster, and then Jim Schwartz owning Kyle Shanahan.
And the fact that who's the best team this week? Like, you know the running thing, the highest team.
The hottest team.
Who is it?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
Detroit?
Kansas City?
Might be Detroit.
Detroit. It is Detroit. Which means
Ooh.
Baltimore's winning.
Ooh.
It's Detroit's turn. It's Detroit's turn.
But yes,
Oh,
we
it
are.
was San Fran last week.
It was San Fran.
We are clean
Undefeated,
sweeping
but,
San Fran as well.
Yeah. It's happened every single week. It's happened
Who's the
every
hottest team?
single week.
Who's the
hottest
hottest?
team has
My mouth's
lost.
watering.
Yeah, dude. 'Cause the
Ooh.
Ravens are pulling that one out. Shit, you're right. Yeah, they've got it. Detroit has to be the hottest team. Everyone's talking about Stevie. They were number 1 on Stephen A's A list,
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
which says a lot.
Well, he doesn't know balls.
He doesn't know
That's-
Hey, I had him number 1.
That's true. Okay, fair.
Well,
but Stephen
that
A
is- that doesn't
himself
take away
doesn't
the
know
fact.
ball.
You're right.
All right, I like the picks. Thank God we've got a good game in every slate. That's all I'm going to say about this week.
Fair
A lot of buys, some good teams on a buy that we don't get to watch. Bye weeks. Are the
Bye
worst.
weeks- well,
There's
it's
so
weird
many
this
weeks.
week.
There's so many. It's weird this season. There's
Yeah.
so many weeks where there's like 1 buy or 0 buys, like 2 or 0. And then there's 6 teams. Like, what are we doing?
Yep.
Spread them out.
I think
Come
Week
on.
10 has none.
Yeah.
Just
what are
like,
we doing?
why? Week
That's
10 is like a
perfect time.
perfect bye.
I actually think Miami's bye is week 10. No. Yeah, we're week 10 bye.
Oh,
Yeah, we're week
maybe
10.
it's like week 8
Us
or
and the
something.
Chiefs are
There's
both
none.
week 10.
I think there's none next
Yeah,
week.
there's a weird few of them where there's no buys. But let's get into the hottest segment of the show. Mortal Locks, right? I will say we've already got 2 on the board in Addison and Bobby's.
All right.
Addison is Green Bay -1.5. Again, I think he's doing that shit on purpose, Addison. You can't fool me. It's a reverse jinx because he knows his Mortal Locks have been cheats. Bobby took one that I wanted, unfortunately.
Oh, what Bobby take?
Cleveland -3.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a fan favorite pick.
Okay.
Against Gardner Minshew and Indy. They're coming off a victory over the Niners. They're gonna win the game. I'd be shocked. It can happen. It's football any given Sunday, but I'd be shocked if Indy wins this game, let alone covers the 3.
Okay.
I just don't see that happening. Does anybody have a mortal lock they want to jump in first? I've got mine. I'm willing to go first.
You go first.
Okay. I'm getting the camera.
Oh yeah, we have to do close-ups.
Gotta do the
right.
close-up for the mortals, boys. We don't mess around. Alrighty. So, last week, right? My mortal was the Las Vegas Raiders over the New England Patriots. This week, my mortal is the Las Vegas Raiders over the Chicago Bears. Give me Aiden O'Connell in the rookie quarterback bowl. Bears, I'm sorry, you stink. Raiders are fighting for a playoff spot. They're hot-ish. The Bears are very, very bad. Give me the Raiders. Sage, what you got?
Here we go. Right here. LA Rams, I'm looking at you. -3 against the Pittsburgh Steelers at home.
Ooh.
Show them why you deserve a home crowd. You know,
Feels
Pittsburgh
spiteful.
fans are going to be coming in
They are.
and send them out.
Yep.
All right? Send them out all the way. Matthew Stafford, you got 2 great receivers. Use them all day long and put up points.
Yes, I love it. Chiefs, you were giving me some faces there. What are your thoughts at? Are we
Put me in a tough spot.
stealing them? Are we gonna have a dueling mortal lock?
No, we are not.
Oh,
Ooh,
that would be
We're
electric.
not. We're going to take another giant to fall. This week's juggernaut going down
Do it.
will be the Detroit Lions.
It would.
Baltimore -3 at home.
Ooh.
Justin Tucker, take us home.
Come on. I
There we
mean,
go.
I thought about doing
There we
that.
go.
Honestly, I thought Sage was gonna take him, so I avoided him. But Sage passes, and Colin says, "Yeah, give me them Ravens."
I can't jinx them too much.
That's fair. How are we
Can't jinx
looking
him too
camera wise? We
Look
good?
good.
Got everybody?
Look good.
Beautiful. All right, those are the mortal locks. I'm gonna write them on.
I
that.
really-
Didn't write them down.
I
had to go back.
really wanted to take Philly -2.5, but I can't have that much on Philly.
That'd be a lot. That'd be tough. For the
That would
mortal
be
locks.
conflicting my rooting interests in a house full of Dolphins fans during the game.
Very true.
Can't do
Because
that.
you gotta have the mortal lock winner. So I
Although
gotta
my
take-
mortal locks have been kind of shaky.
That's true. If Addison took him, I feel really good. No offense, Addison. So Sage, who are you again?
I got LA Rams.
LA plus points.
-3.
-3. Thank you. And then Colin, I
You can
got
put +3 there.
yours. Yeah, you want the points. You want
I'll take it.
added points there. Baltimore -3. Some close spreads for these mortal locks. We're feeling ballsy this
Yeah.
week. 1.5, 3, 2.5, 3, and 3. I mean, we're feeling ourselves for these close ones. I like it a lot. Let's move on to Colin's locks of the week. Last week, like we said earlier, 1 and 2. Lost the parlay legs, unfortunately. But you did get the win in the team touchdowns. Giants, under 1.5. They didn't
Oh,
get a single one.
That was cake.
That was easiest
That was
money
cake.
of all time. What are you thinking this week for your locks?
And I do think we were 6-0 the last 2 weeks before last
Yeah.
week. So
Mhm.
we're 7-2 in the
7
last 3
and 2.
weeks. Not awful.
Pretty-
My picks for the rest of the games have been awful.
Right, ignore those. Just focus on the locks.
The locks have been all right.
Yep.
So the first one up, we are getting a little frisky with another team prop this week,
Ooh.
but that's not the first one. The first one, we're gonna take a real stinker here. Green Bay, Denver under the 45 points. Sorry, we don't want to lose any of the point total there. Under 45 points, 2 really tough offenses. Denver's been better than Green Bay, but Green Bay's defense has been better than Denver. I think these two. I think it's like a 20-17 game, a real stinker at the 3 o'clock window. Give me the under 45 in that game. This is the team one we have some fun. It's been cashing like crazy the last few weeks, which means it's not going to hit this week. But it's the Miami Dolphins first half team. Over 1.5 touchdowns in the first half is plus 124.
Ooh.
I think if Mike McDaniel, that's plus money. It's been minus like 150 the rest of the week.
Yeah, it has.
I think if Mike McDaniel can do one thing, it's definitely to scheme up the first 15, to scheme up the first half plays. Maybe Philly goes in, makes some adjustments at half, but Miami will get in the end zone twice in the first half before the
Yes,
adjustments
I
are
like
made.
Absolutely.
I like that.
Love that
Just
one.
really hoping for points. We need a nice game.
Yeah,
on
we need
Sunday
a good
night.
prime
Yeah.
time.
Miami
one.
scoring
Come on.
twice in the first half isn't out of the
We've
realm
got
of impossible.
two good offenses here.
And to bring us home, money line parlay as we usually do. Last week we got cute with an all spread money line.
Yeah.
I blame myself.
Although the Niners killed it anyway.
Yeah,
so
Niners killed it.
Don't
anyway.
feel too bad.
Browns money line in Indianapolis against the Colts. Chiefs money line at home against the Chargers brings you out to plus 122 on a parlay between those two. So those are my 3 this week. 2 at plus money, 1 at minus 110.
I love those. Those are fantastic.
Yeah.
Those are ones.
Well, we'll see.
Russell
Wilson's going to come out with a 31.
Just go crazy himself. Then you need Green Bay to suck. That'll be all right. You know what? And if you don't like that, gives me a reason to watch Green Bay Denver now.
Yeah.
And that gives us a reason to watch some shitters. Cleveland. Now I can watch Cleveland play because we need them for the bets.
Fair enough.
Because I'm betting on all of these. Don't tell my wife. Sage, fantasy sleeper for the week.
So like I said earlier in the episode, this is a rough week for sleepers. 6 teams on bye. Injuries are going through the entire league.
Yes.
It's fucking hard out here.
It's tough.
So we're going to start with our running back sleeper. I kind of alluded to it a little earlier. We're going to go with Jordan Mason here, running back for the San Francisco 49ers. With Christian McCaffrey out, it's between Elijah Mitchell and Jordan Mason. Jordan Mason actually had more usage, more yards, more everything last week than Elijah Mitchell. He's more efficient. I'm really looking forward to him taking over this running back position just for a week and maybe putting up some points.
That
on
Niners
Minnesota.
offense is going to move the ball.
I think he's rostered in 6% of leagues on ESPN right now.
That could be a big dub.
That could be a big one right there.
Love that
As for wide receivers, we're going to go with Wan'Dale Robinson, slot man for the New York Giants.
Love that.
Wan'Dale Robinson, every single week, his percentage has been going up for target share. Every single week. And this week, they are going to need what I think is some yards to catch up to Washington, all right? Washington, I think they're going to win this game. But I think Wan'Dale Robinson is going to be the guy to throw to over and over and over again to continue to get those points, you know? And he's got the speed to break one off big. Might get his first touchdown of the season.
I saw a stat on him as well after last week's stinker on Sunday night. He is averaging like 3.8 yards of separation per route, so he is open.
But Daniel Jones doesn't like the open receivers.
He's open.
Neither does Tyrod Taylor, apparently.
And he's got some speed.
Yeah, he's fast. Can't throw him the ball. Okay.
And then I'll throw in a tight end. I'm not doing a quarterback this week because, honestly, you could just throw a dart at the board and just see what happens.
PJ Walker. There you go.
Fucking sure.
Throw PJ out there.
I think if you're going for any quarterback, I'd probably take Matthew Stafford, if anything. He's playing
good yardage numbers.
Playing Pittsburgh. He's on almost every single waiver. And my tight end this week is Michael Mayer. Rookie tight end for the, I almost said Oakland. Las Vegas Raiders. The first 5 weeks, absolutely atrocious yardage. And then week 5 happened. He had 40 yards. Week 6 happened. He had 73 yards. He's about to get his first touchdown. I'm guaranteeing it. Guaranteed a Michael Mayer touchdown right here.
I will be putting $10 on it.
Me too, and it's on you if I lose my money.
That's fine. Who's a rookie quarterback's best friend?
Tight end.
The rookie tight end.
The rookie tight end. Definitely rooming together. Come on.
Yeah. So give me Michael Mayer. He's gonna get a touchdown this week.
Guaranteed touchdown, folks. Bet your life on it. Honestly, bet part of your soul. It's gonna happen. He said so. Great. But it's kind of a stinker of a week for games. Honestly,
it is.
That's all right. We'll get through it. It's still football. You know, come March, I'm gonna be like, God, I would love to watch the Bears and Raiders play each other right now.
Aiden O'Connell against Tyson.
Aiden O'Connell and Tyson Bagent. Let me watch a little football.
Yeah.
I was fired up for the Hall of Fame game. I have a picture of it on my phone because I was so excited. I couldn't wait. I was so jazzed for football. So I will not take any of it for granted. We're at week 7. The season's going by super fast. We're almost halfway. We'll have our midway of the season award shows. MVP, player, offensive, defensive player of the year, rookies of the year, what we like, what we don't like. Mock draft season is right around the corner, so don't sleep on the mock drafts that are going to be coming out real soon.
Yep.
And then keep watching the preview and review videos that me and Colin are doing dutifully.
Not this week, though.
No, because the Cowboys don't play.
Got a bye week.
Cowboys don't play. This is a big one. You got to get something out for this.
This is a big one.
This is a big one. So keep watching those. Appreciate the support. If you guys want to see more on the channel, different video ideas, let us know. We will do literally anything. We have a lot of fun doing these, so maybe not. You offered up your left nut for Devontae Adams. So
that
you
is
will
true.
do anything.
That is a special case.
Fair. All right, but that's all we've got for you guys for this week. So we will see you after this week to discuss. And appreciate the support. We'll see you in the next one.
Thank you.